The filling port is located on the top of the unit. On the lower front of the unit you will see some slots on the housing. This indicates an air-cooled unit. If there are no slots, then it's a water-cooled unit. On the upper right corner you will find the control panel with the display and keypad. On the bottom of the control panel you will find 3 serial interfaces: Ethernet, USB host and USB-B. At the rear of the control panel the type label is located with all the important information about the device, such as serial number, type, voltage, frequency, refrigerant type, breaker type or current consumption. At the right side of the unit you will see the holding place for the command touch, the on-off switch, the bypass, pump outlet and inlet, the drain valves and the power cord. On the water-cooled unit, below the last drain valve, there will be 2 connections for cooling water outlet and inlet. Also at the right side of the upper left corner you will find the Liebus module, for example for the command touch, the PT110S interface, alarm output and 2 slots for additional interfaces. On the rear of the unit you will find an overflow tube and on the bottom there are 4 wheels. The 2 front wheels include a locking mechanism. Connect the hoses to the integral by screwing the cap nut of the hose by hand onto the pump inlet and outlet connections and tighten them with a spanner. Connect the power cord into the main supply. Note the name of the heat transfer liquid that you are using and ensure the IQ/OQ is filled out with the type and quantity. Turn on the unit. Select the language. Select the time zone. Select the display temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit. In this video we'll show you the use of the Lauda Cryo 30 heat transfer liquid. If you use a Lauda heat transfer liquid, the values for the over temperature switch off point are pre-configured and can only be reduced and not increased. Now the fill mode will automatically start, but please ensure to first limit the maximum pump pressure related to your application to avoid any damage. Ensure that all drain valves are closed. The filling level is 0. Remove the tank lid and fill the device. Please use a funnel if required. We recommend to fill the device to level 6. Note that from level 11 the device additionally alerts you with a sound. At the beginning the sound is emitted at longer time intervals, and from level 12 the sound is repeated at shorter intervals. Once the maximum filling range is reached, a continuous sound is emitted. Now press Start Pump. The heat transfer liquid will be pumped through the external application and the actual level at the integral will drop as a result. Fill up the unit until the desired liquid level is reached, allowing the pump to continue running during this time. If the desired level is reached, press the double arrow button. After this point, the unit switches into the degassing mode and you need to allow time for the degassing to complete. The unit is equipped with a gravity separator upstream of the pump through which the gas is directed into the expansion vessel. This allows the gas to escape from the whole system. The following parameters are set automatically in degas mode. Pump level is set to stage 2. Only change the pump level when it is necessary. The heating power is reduced to about 50%. The cooling unit is switched off. The pump switches briefly off and on again approximately every 45 seconds. Start the degassing run. It may be useful to open the tank cover so that the steam can escape more easily. If necessary, use air extraction. In this operating status, constantly check the device and make sure to keep ignition sources away from the filling opening for safety. The end of degassing is reached when the outflow temperature has approached the set temperature and does not continue to rise. The end of degassing is also reached when the outflow temperature has exceeded the set temperature due to self-heating. Then you can stop the degassing run and press Escape. Now you can prepare all required settings for your application. If you are working with a non-Lauda liquid, you need to enter the fluid properties as follows. Start from the main menu and go to Setup, Fluid. Here you can scroll down to Define Fluid. Enter and go to Fluid 1. Here adjust all values of the used liquid, which you can find at the safety data sheet, such as the flash point, the viscosity, the density, the specific heat capacity, the limits of the working temperature range in the hydraulic circuit, the limits of the temperature range in the expansion vessel. Before starting work, first adjust the upper temperature limit and lower temperature limit based on your process. Enter Main menu and go to Limitations. The temperature limits will limit the set temperature. A warning is issued if the internal actual temperature is outside of the temperature limits. There are two possibilities to control the pump. The first one is to run the pump with 8 different pump steps. The second one is to run the pump in pressure control mode. Adjust this according to your application needs. If you want to control an external temperature location via a PT100, you need to connect the probe into the standard 10S interface. Then enter the menu at Setup Control and change the control mode to External. You can also use the programmer function. This allows you to perform and save a temperature time program. A program consists of several temperature time segments. A segment contains information on the final temperature of the segment, the duration, the temperature tolerance, the pump level, and the switch position of the contact module, available as accessory. You can program ramps, temperature jumps, and temperature maintenance. If you have a high temperature deviation, you can try to optimize the control parameter by yourself, or you can use the function called self-adaptation, where the optimum control parameters for the respective application can be found automatically. Self-adaptation can only be executed on a device with active cooling. The test run takes between 30 minutes and a maximum of 3 hours, depending on the application. The device can be upgraded with further interface modules, which are connected to the 2 module slots and are inserted easily. Using these additional interfaces, you can add remote control for the unit via several additional interfaces such as RS-232, Profibus, EtherCAT, Analog, all of which are fully explained in the user manual. If you want to connect one of them, please do as follows. Remove the blanking plate by unscrewing the two screws. Retrieve the red Libus cable and plug the Libus cable on the desired interface, noting the orientation of the plug and socket. There is a key to protect against incorrect orientation. Insert the interface into the unit and fix it in place with the two original screws. Now you can enter the main menu and go to Modules and configure the module to your needs. Prepare the connection and start the operation. To finish the second part of the IQ/OQ, you need to perform a conditioning run, meaning you run the whole working temperature range to ensure there are no other problems detected through the working temperature range of the device. Fill in the serial numbers and the actual software versions of the unit into the IQ/OQ document. This information can be found in the following location: Menu, Device Status, Software versions and serial numbers. Also, note the settings of the higher temperature limit, the lower temperature limit, and the maximum pressure of the pump.